Hello and welcome to today's webinar on Church360 Unite. We've titled this Using Your Website to Promote Your Christmas Services. My name is Stephen Jenkins and I'm a software consultant here at Concordia Technology Solutions. Been here just about 5 years and I'm blessed today to be joined by Ken Olemeyer. He is a senior manager in our marketing department here at Concordia Publishing House, and that's Ken's lovely picture and contact information. Before we get started, we want to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. We have 50 minutes for this presentation, and we'll reserve the last 10 minutes to take care of your questions and provide answers to them. But don't wait until then. Please ask questions throughout this webinar so that we can get to them right away, and we'll address some of them at the end. And if you have to step away, don't worry about that. We will record today's webinar and send a link to that recording so you can review the entire webinar at your leisure. Now, a little bit about Concordia Technology Solutions. We are the church administration division of Concordia Publishing House, and we've actually been developing software for churches ever since 1984. Now with Church360 Unite, it's actually 1 out of 3 products in our Church360 suite. We also have Church360 members, which is your total administrative part of your software, and Ledger is our financial piece to the entire suite. More on Church360 Unite, it's a church website builder. And so with that, you're not just building your website, but you're also having other components like a blogging feature. We have our member hub, so you can have that directory of members, as well as file sharing. And you can also upload your calendar of events so you can broadcast that to the world. And we also have a mass email feature within Church360 Unite. So with Church360 Unite, all of our themes are mobile accessible. So they're mobile responsive. It doesn't matter what type of device you're using. All the data will adjust to your screens. And you can actually sync your data with Church360 members or with Shepherd staff if you're an active supported customer with Shepherd staff. And our custom domains and email addresses are available for you. We also have support and training, which is unlimited. They're included within the software. Now for today's webinar, we come up with a couple of assumptions. We're first assuming that you are familiar with church websites a little bit, but also that you are new to Church360 Unite. We also respect your time. We assume that you're very busy, but instead of going with these assumptions, we want to give you the opportunity to tell us about yourself. So I have a couple of questions I'm going to bring up, and we'll get that going so that you can tell us more about yourself, if you don't mind. The first question is, please select the option that most closely describes your primary role at church. So we'll give you a couple of seconds to answer that. Okay, couple more seconds. All right, looks like we have some tech coordinators here. We appreciate that. All right, let's move on to the next question, which is, are you currently using Church360 Unite in your congregation? Okay. Thank you so much. Looks like we have some newbies there. And the final question is, what would you consider your Church360 Unite skill level to be? So expert, advanced, intermediate, novice, or a newbie? Thank you to the newbies for joining us today. And we have some intermediate individuals as well. Thank you very much. All right, so for the outline, we are going to go over the overview of tools that Church360 Unite does provide. Ken is going to give you some practical examples of how you may use your website and what some of the great things you can do with it. And then we'll wrap up with questions and answers. So we'll cover the themes and styles of Church360 Unite, and we'll cover pages and the feeds as well. We'll also cover the calendar and events that you can upload to your site, and users and member-only tools. We'll also go over our directory with groups and mailing lists. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Ken, and he will take you into the software.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. And thanks all of you for being with us today. We really do appreciate you taking the time out. We know this is a very busy time, so we appreciate that. And if you're watching this later, appreciate you coming in and taking the time to watch it as well. As Stephen mentioned, my name is Ken Olemeyer. I'm one of the senior marketing managers here at Concordia Publishing House. And it is hard to believe that Christmas is just right around the corner. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to use our website to really promote our church and the events that we have going on at Christmas time and Advent. And we're just going to show you how to do this. And in doing this, by showing how to use your website, we really want to be thinking about those visitors that may be coming to your church, or even your members who are involved in different things, and how we can keep all that information right at the forefront. We're going to show you just how easy it is to build a professionally designed and fully functioning mobile responsive website, just as Stephen said. And the beauty of this is you don't have to understand how to do any coding. Really, all you have to know how to do is some text editing and where to find some of the things on the website, and we'll show you all that. So let's ask yourself, why is my website so very important? Well, you know, in my job, I get to go out and I visit with a lot of churches. And I talk with pastors, and I talk with administrators and youth leaders and teachers, some tech people on times and different administrators, but anyway, people just like you, many with different roles and many with different responsibilities. And how do I go about finding them? Well, you know, I do use the roster, and I use the annual, or sometimes I'll go on the LCMS site. But once I locate them, I usually then just search Google and go straight to their website, the church's website. So think about how your visitors find you. I mean, probably they don't have the Lutheran annual. They're probably going straight to Google and just searching for your church and then going straight to your website. So the website really does reflect on your church. I mean, it's pretty intuitive. We know this, but you know, it tells a lot about your personality. It tells a lot about the vitality and a lot about the activities going on in the church. And I love seeing those websites that are as vibrant as the congregation. You know, the ones that share multi-general activities, they share Bible studies, they share devotions, they have pictures on it, they might have some videos on it. You know, with Church360 Unite, you can easily build a site like that. And we're going to walk through, we're going to take a 30,000-foot view of this. And, you know, we're not going to be able to cover everything in the time that we have today. And some of this I'm just going to rush through pretty quickly. We're going to cover a lot of ground. But let me switch over to a screen, because really the best way to get to understand Church360 Unite is just to go straight to the trial section and really start using this yourself. So I want to just see what we're seeing here. Okay, easiest way to do is just Google Church360 Unite. I'm going to take you straight to our website. You click on it, concordiatechnology.org /Church360 /Unite. You know, we've recently redesigned our website as well, so there's some kind of neat things in here. But you'll notice on the website, as you scroll down, you'll start seeing start free trial. The free trial, and Stephen will talk about this a little bit more, I'm sure, at the very end. You know, the free trial, there's no credit card or anything like that needed to do it. There's no commitment, no obligation. You have a full 30 days to go in and start checking out the software and start designing your church's site. And once you sign up, you'll just see how easy it is to use this software, how intuitive a lot of this type of thing is. And you'll be up and running on the web in no time flat. And during that time, one of the exciting things about it is you'll still have full access to our support team. So if, as you're working on the free trial and you want to try to figure some things out, give us a call, contact us. I mean, we're here to help you build a website and do it very quickly for you. So let's switch over to the Church360 site. In fact, I'm just going to close that out right there. And I just switched over to another tab. This is my church's website. So for the sake of the demo here, I'm calling it Concordia Lutheran Church. And as an administrator on Church360 Unite, this is the opening screen you'll see. You'll see I'm signed in here, and you can't quite see it with the type that I have here, but I'm signed in, and you get the settings and sign out, and you have all the different features here. So this is what we've got going here on the website. And you see different things. In fact, where is all of my, I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm just going to reload it. Ah, that's what I was looking for. So I'm just reloading it, and this is your opening screen as an administrator. You see different features up here. You see pages, you see posts, activity, users, themes, settings, and then over to the left, edit page, and we'll go through some of these type of things. And we're all used to seeing websites. I mean, we've been using websites for years, so this is kind of how we go about searching things. But what are the things that really grab your attention when you're looking at somebody's website? You know, do you like big pictures? I mean, put yourself in your visitor's shoes. Do you like pictures? Do you like news? Do you like directions? Maybe photos of the staff, videos, etc. These are all easy to add in Church360 Unite. And we can easily move tabs around and, you know, kind of organize our site differently. But first thing we've got to do is just right off the bat, just decide what we want our site to look like. So to do that, we're going to go up to the top bar here, and we're going to go straight to themes. So I'm going to click on themes, and with your subscription to Church360 Unite, you see a number of themes available to you, different ones here. And these are all straight out of the box, or you can customize these some, and we'll show you how to use those. And these are all free for you to use. So, you know, we've given you a lot of options here to be able to just start a site that has a unique personality like your own. Couple of cautions. When you do select a theme, you know, try to pick one that really does reflect your church's personality. And you can kind of think of the themes as a window dressing, if you will, or the decorations around your house. So the themes give you a lot of options. We want it to be a positive reflection on it. And we recommend that you don't change it up too often. You know, try to be consistent, at least for a while. And that really will help with your user experience here. So as you go through these different themes, you notice that they all have these different presets. And if we were to click on one and hold our mouse down on it, it opens up a bigger view of it for you. And it kind of gives you a sense of what it's going to look like. This is the one that I'm currently on. But let's say I even wanted to do the same family, but I wanted to change some colors and some different looks to it, things like that. I could do that. As you're building your site, try a number of these out. You know, try to find one that really gives you a look that you're comfortable with. Let's say if I wanted to go on this one, you know, you see that they're all just a little bit different. But once you find the theme that you like, all you got to do is go down here and apply theme. The other thing that's interesting too, as you go through the different themes, you'll see down here, and it's tough to find on the screen here, just in the view, so I'm highlighting it. Hopefully you're seeing it. But it gives you just a brief description about it, and it will also kind of give you some ideas of what pixel sizes are and things like that. But the beauty of it, there's just no coding on this, and it's just so nice. So we've got some other things here on the left side that we see here. You know, we're browsing our themes. Styles, if you think about that, that's even more the blueprint then of your site. This is where you select your fonts, maybe giving a different look and how that would translate on the site itself. You've got your block styles, you've got your inline styles. You can go in here and actually even change you know, the font itself. You can change the style, the padding, all these different things on here. You just hit save or save as, and you've already got one. I had saved one here under my themes. I did this emphasis in here, and it gives you a chance when you click into it to see how it would look within your site itself. So now we go in and let's customize this. And I showed you how now you can really start making this theme your own. You notice when I click in here, I've got all these different link color, header links, accent colors, etc. And if I were to go into here, and let's say background color, and click into it, you see a box pops up with the color palette there. And there are 3 different ways to change your colors here. You see RGB colors, you see HSB colors, or you see hex number colors. And if I were to move this slider, those would change automatically for you. If you're familiar at all with any type of design programs or color type of programs, this is pretty consistent with how you go about changing it. So you might already have some colors that you use for your church. And this is where I really want to put the pitch in. If you have some type of brand guidelines or style guidelines, it's really helpful for your church to have that. But you can determine your colors. And you ask, well, where can I go to kind of pick the colors, or if I don't know? There are a lot of sites out there. I'm going to click over this tab and just show you one that I really like. It's the Pantone site, and it's a color finder site. So if you've got particular colors that match your church, or different things that you want to do with it, all you do is you just click on one of these. It opens up another window, and it will show the color, but then it also gives you the color values here too, the RGB, the hex, and the CYMK. So this is just a real convenient site. But again, just kind of Google that or remember Pantone.com and you'll be able to find that. So I'm going to close these out. I want to go back into our themes here. So let's have some fun. Let's change some of these colors and just show you how easy it is. Now we're talking about Christmas this time, this webinar. So we know the Christmas colors for Advent for the church year are either blue or purple, or for Christmas it's white. But just for the sake of today, let's change the colors to red and green and really kind of get in that Christmas spirit. So I'm back into my themes. I'm back into customize. I've clicked into my background color. I've already searched out a color that I want to know, so I know what the RGB numbers are. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type in 171. I'm going to tab down. I'm going to type in 35 and tab down. I'm going to type in 40. And that gives me a real nice red. So I'm going to just click off of that. So now I've got red in the background, and let's see, let's go navigation. Let's do that a different color as well. And again, I've searched out the color. I know my RGB numbers, so I'm going to go 0, 104, and 69. So that gives me that color. So I'm going to go back to the opening. Oh, one thing to remember here, and I'll do this as we go through it. Save changes. Always be sure to hit the Save Changes button so that those changes are recognized and you're good there. So I've saved the changes. We just had a fire alarm go off, but we're going to disregard it. Anyway, I'm now back to my front page. So you see how I've just been able to change the feel of my website. So I've just made it red and green, and we'll keep it this way just for grins throughout the rest of this presentation. So let's go on. Let's add some content now. So there are some things that are pretty consistent between websites, and I'm just scrolling down here. We know there are certain types of tabs. We know there are certain types of pages. So a lot of these will come preloaded as you go in and you start to add content and keep this available for your members. So one of the first things, let's go into pages. So I'm going to click here into pages, and your pages are where your navigation, your content live. It's just a fancy way of saying the stuff that we've got on our website. This is where your members and your visitors are going to be most interested in learning about you. And this is a great opportunity to add pages that will really engage with your members and visitors. And your personality and your tone will live here. So this is a section to really be thinking about of how you want to develop these pages and get in here. So you see 2 different items here. You see active menu items, and I'm highlighting it. Hopefully you see that picks up on the screen. And you see available menu items. Now, I don't want you to think of these 2 designations as things that are on my site or things that are not on my site. Don't be thinking that way, and I'll show you how and why that is something as we go through here. But on our active menu items, this is really, these are the navigation pieces. So you see different things in here: home, worship times. I've added something for this time of the year. I said, join us for Christmas. I've got a special tab that we're going to talk about that really will be able to highlight your Christmas services and let your visitors and your members go straight to it so that they know when to attend church. But things like visit, about us, news, ministries, sermons, etc. There are many things that we can bring into as a tab. And let me just click back to home to show you this too. So I'm going to click on the home page there. It's going to take me back to my front screen view. So you see those active items here at the top, and these are my navigation. So worship times. Like I said, I added this Join Us for Christmas button here, and it's got a sub tab. Visit, our welcome, what to expect, directions, about us. And you can add multiple sub tabs under here, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But things like your calendar, your announcements, newsletter resources. Maybe you have video and other media that you put on your site, maybe recordings of your sermons. Ministries, you can segment your ministries here. And then, like I said, sermons could be its own tab. So this is a great way to really just kind of get into your navigation and organize things. Now, on the available menu item side, here to the right, this is kind of where we can start adding some pages and adding those contents. Now, a couple other things to keep in mind too before we go too much further. Because this is a mobile responsive site, you'll have your main and then your sub menu. We won't be able to do like a main and then a sub and then a sub and then a sub and then a sub. And that's just primarily because of the mobile responsive nature. You also may be saying, well, how can I kind of change my order and things like this? It is so simple to do. It really is just a drag and drop. So I click onto it and I just drag it up, or I drag it down. Maybe I want visit to be the first thing, or maybe join us for Christmas, then visit, and then worship times. Let me just quickly go back. See, here's the deal. I didn't save those changes. It'll pop up an alert to let me know that. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit save changes. Make sure it's changed. The changes have been saved. I'm going to go back to my home screen just to show what those changes did, and I'll be able to show you there. So when we go back and you look at the navigation bar again, you see I've just changed the order. That's how simple it is. So I'm going to go back into the pages and talk a few more things in here. There's actually some things that we're going to do here. I'm just going to kind of move these back around to where I had them real quick to save that. So I do that. Notice the things down here at the bottom too. You have a number of different actions for selected pages. Publish, that's when it goes live for you. Make a draft, that's something if you're working on, you can keep working on it. Publish it later, maybe revise it whenever you're ready. Delete, there might be pages that you want to just clean out, maybe some old information. Just go ahead and delete those pages. Public is when it's public viewing for anyone to see. Private, and this is a neat feature too. We can select members and we can select groups to see certain things. And you see on my right, there are some areas that say members only. I love that feature here on this. And then duplicate, so we can just kind of copy a page. So if we wanted to add some content, we wanted to add a page, we go over here to this side, and you see two plus buttons here at the top of my available menu. Add category, and this, if I add a category, goes straight to my navigation. So these are the category pages here that I have. Join us for Christmas, worship times, visit, etc. Or I can go in here and add a page. And this is important to understand and to see. There are many different ways once we do this. We have a blank page that we can add, just a plain old page, as we say. This is where you can start from fresh. Let me go over to the feed page. We can do this, RSS syndicated, or really simple syndication feed. We'll talk about that a little bit later. That's a nice feature. You can add a group page. I'm going to show you how to do groups. I really like that. Or, like we said, there are certain topics that we just know are going to be on our website. So we've added these little jumpstart pages to us. Worship times, what to expect, what we believe, maybe discussing our faith with Jesus, directions, mission value. You'll see all those. But what's great about that is they're already pre-populated with some text just to make it that much easier for you. All you'd have to do is go in there and make it your own and just copy it down. So for the sake of this demonstration and for sake of time, I'm going to go to a page that I've already done. But once you select the page, you just hit create page and it's there. So I'm going to go to the page of Join Us for Christmas. And this is something that I'm already done here. And I've drugged this page under Join Us for Christmas. I want to show something else too, just again, how easy this is. I started a page, Christmas photos, and I don't have anything in it yet. And you see it's still a draft, but I'm going to bring it here under our Join Us for Christmas and add that right there. So now when I go to my Join Us for Christmas navigation bar, you'll see a couple different pages here. So I could go either way. I could click right onto the page itself and it would take me there and we'll edit it. I just decided in this regard just to go straight to the navigation and just see we've got a couple things here. So let's go to Join Us for Christmas. And I want to show you how easy it is to now start adding content and doing some edits and things like this. So I've already started with this page. I've added some content to it. You see Advent and Christmas Services 2019. I've added a verse from Luke at the top, at the header, invited people to join us during this Advent. So you'll see different things that we've already added into this. I can go in here and put when the services are, etc. But go to the left, and this is Edit Page. And when I click on that, it expands the page. And now I'm able to do some edits within my page itself. And a couple different things here. You notice layouts at the very top. I have a 3-column layout going on. And as I'm scrolling around, put my arrow around it, you see the different areas highlight. I've got a 3. You can do a full page. You can do 2 columns, a larger column, a smaller column, kind of the header that I did here, but just reverse where it's a larger image, or just 3 straight columns. We'll talk about that. Then you go down to the settings area and you see status. I've published this page. This page is out there live, but if I hadn't, it would be a draft page and it would show me that. Then you see the page URL, and this is what you see here at the top. You can go in and make some edits to that as well. You see the page title, and then you've got a meta description. And the meta description box is what's seen by Google or other search engine to describe your site. And if you don't put anything in there, it's okay. It'll just pull some information from your site when it's doing its searches. But this is a great way to engage visitors as well for searching and to increase your search engine optimization and things like this. We don't need to worry about it here now at the start. This is something you can do later as you get more comfortable with the pages, or if you're a tech person yourself, you probably know about how to add meta descriptions and things like this. So for the sake of today's presentation, we're not going to get too much involved in it. But to edit, it's as easy as just clicking into the box itself. And you start seeing it looks like a Word document. One of the things I like to do actually when I'm working on a lot of copy, actually it's just about any type of copy, is I like to actually do it in a Word document, copy, or make sure I've proofed it, make sure I've done spell check and everything like that, and then just copy and paste and drop it in here. And then you can do some of your formatting here as well. So that's a great option for you here. But everything goes back to just a simple way to make some edits and things like this. It really isn't what you see is what you get type of editor. So up the top, you've got your different, I can paste as plain text, I can paste it from Word, I can, anchor text, I can link different things. Many of these things, again, just kind of get through your trial, or if you've already got the software, kind of play around with it and take a look at it. But let's just type something in here. So you see I've got some special services added. I've got my Advent services. I've got a choral concert coming up. I've got the Christmas, children's Christmas pageant. All I do to put something else in here is type down, and let's just say Christmas Eve services. And then I can go, I can do this a couple different ways. I can do that and indent it. I can go family at 3 p.m., worship at 6 p.m., and then candlelight at 11 p.m. So that's all I've got to do. And if I wanted to format that any further, I can just go in here and I can do different things like bold, italicize, underline, strike through, etc. And then I just click out, and you see a little box that says I have unsaved changes. So I want to be sure, again, to always remember to go down here and hit save so that the work you're doing isn't lost. Something else I want to point out while we're on this page, you see at the bottom right-hand corner, and this is on every single page, a little circle I. You click into that, and this is an information button for you. So again, you're never alone as you start working on these pages. There's always something that you'll be able to find. So let's say I have a question on something. I can search my help articles. Yeah, you see different suggested articles. How do I create a new page? How do I move around on pages? How do I make a page public, etc. But then there's also this option, and this is key. Click into it, send us a message. So you can say, you give us a subject, you can provide as much information as you can so we can help you right off the bat. And then you can email it to us, and our support team will receive that email, get right back to you. Or you can give us a call here at 800-346-6120. So let me just click off of that. But I love having that information button there on every page. So that is that. So I'm going to hit save here again. But I also love this too because we can add pictures into here. This is something kind of neat too. Let's say I wanted to add a picture in here, and this is Behold the Child. This is our daily devotions for Christmas. You can even put a link into here. I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to get out of here because now I'll show you once I did that. You can actually put a link behind it, and let's say you wanted to help your members access some of the resources you see or you show. We can put a link straight to cph.org or wherever, and take the link and take it straight over there. It can open up a new window like this. And let's say we're talking about Behold the Child, and they want to go straight to that devotion and purchase. So that option is available to them. So let's switch over to some other pages here. And again, take a look at how maybe we can add a picture. So let's go over to news and let's go to announcements. And again, I'm going to already go into this. This is a RSS feed. I'll talk about that a little later and how that works. But you see right here, I've got a fall festival. So this is Christmas time now. So I want to add some new information. Let's say I want to add a picture here. So first of all, I'm going to go into Edit Page. Click that top. It shows right off the bat, New Post. So let's say in here, Christmas gift boxes. So I click off of that. Whoop. Content can't be blank, so I got to go in here. There are a lot of little clues as you work through this software, so it'll show you different things. So let's just say this year our special Christmas gift collection begins. Now you see why I need to do this in Word. Begins first day of Advent. All right, so I'm doing that, but let's say I want to upload a picture into here. So again, I'm in my what you see is what you get editor. I click into image. And again, for the sake of time, I've already uploaded an image here. And I wanted to show you how easy it is. So you would find an image and then upload it. But I've already done that. So I'm going to click into my Christmas example here. I'm going to hit OK. Oh man, you see what it did there? It just went huge on me. It went a little crazy. So I'm going to kind of just see how I can take care of this for you. So click into your picture again, and it's going to back up to image properties. So go into the advanced bar, and this will let you now start kind of manipulating the size of your pictures. And if you don't know how many pixels it should be across, there are websites again that can provide basic guidelines and things like that for you. Just search on Google again, pixel size for pictures on my website, and it'll give you some formatting options. And if you recall, sometimes the themes themselves will give you some options. But I want to show you a nifty trick on this. And I just learned this as I was starting to work through this program here. So you go in here, you see your width and your height. It's a 1080 by 1080. I can do a couple different things. I can go in here and type in 100%, and that'll give me 100% of the width by 100% of the height. And then make sure we lock the aspect ratio. And I hit OK. And that will give me that 100%. But let me go in and do this a different size of it. Let me say I want to shorten that a little bit. So let me go 30. Let me go 40%. 40% by 40%. and just make it a little bit smaller. Lock that aspect ratio, hit OK. Okay, and that's now something that's a little bit more reasonable for my page. And you see it on there, and it's still a draft, so I'm going to go publish. I can also go schedule and schedule it when I want to do it. So I'm going to hit create. And right off the bat, then I'm going to just save this and get out of here. But so right off the bat, it shows you how simple it is to put some announcements onto your page and make those pictures a little bit better, you know, a little more readable and things like this. This was a graphic that I put together just to give a special announcement. And what I love about these announcement pages or these real simple syndication pages is, you know, this is where you can add current information very simply and push it out to your members and push it out to people who are subscribing to these pages. So it really does give you an option then to just kind of keep things fresh and keep things going. So it's just a nice feature in there. And there's some other good uses on these type of feeds as well. The sermons is a great way to do that as well. It just gives your members a reason why to keep coming back to your site. So another group thing that I love are the groups themselves. And I want to talk about that. And this is one of the most exciting things that when I first started learning about Church360 Unite, having the opportunity to have groups onto a web page, I just think is so, it's something different for one thing. And it's something to really separate your church and make it different. And I've got two different ways to get here. You see, I've got a tab under here, Concordia Groups, but I also have in my ministry section here, you see children, youth, adult. And I'm going to, for example here, especially talking about Christmas time, when who's going to be one of the most busy groups of your congregation? It's going to be your choirs. They're doing practices and all. So I'm going to click into my music page. You see, I just started editing some things here onto a music page itself. But you see down here, I've included a link to my church choir group. And there are a couple different ways to get into that. And this is one way because I've added to this page. So I'm going to click into there and you see the page changes now. It changes because I've opened up the group page itself. And I love the group pages. And you see a couple different things here. I'm going to go over to edit page just to make it easy to show you some things. I'm doing this one in a top bar 3-column mode, but again, I can go into my different layouts. I can do my status. It gives me the different areas there to talk about. And I'm going to just cancel that. So, but what's really interesting here, and I should have shown you some of the 3 columns there, but what's also very interesting here is this section to the right. And this is what makes groups so exciting and so useful for you, because you can have different things here. Here's your thing. You can have a discussion board. You can have events. I've even added an extra tab for music videos. So within a group page, you can add maybe 3 different tabs into it. I can show my members here. I can edit this group as the administrator, and as the administrator, I can go into the group membership settings and do some different things here. So what I love about this is the flexibility it gives to you and the ability it gives you to communicate to your members. So for one thing, discussion. You know, we're all used to sharing different things, especially you know, especially within Bible studies and you know, social media. We're used to sharing. So having a discussion board on here, I think, is very useful. So if you even do this, you can go in here and you can have a discussion. You can do a prayer request. I love that. You can just make announcements. So I can go in here, Advent practices. This is start next week. So I can just do that and I just hit enter. Oh, you hit post, sorry. So that's post. So it shows my announcement there. Then it has another one here, maybe discussion. I just sit in here. Let me know if you need a ride to practice. I can do that. I can hit post. And I've got all that in there. So then when I go back to my discussion board, you see, you know, our discussion is there listed on the side. I can click in there and I can reply back, or I can do some different things. I love the ability for the discussion boards to really connect with your members and really, you know, really just kind of get everybody involved in different things. Events. I love the fact when you click on events, it pops up a calendar. Now, what's really neat about the calendar, it will just show the things particularly tagged to your group. So it's not showing everything else unless I wanted, as an administrator, wanted to add some of those things. But you can see here, okay, Advent practice, and I've got that in there. It will mimic your church calendar as well. So I've got nothing listed yet for December, but we know that we're going to be singing. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. We know we're going to be singing. We're going to be doing all this, but choir party. Let's do a church choir party, and it's at Ken's house. And we're going to do it just after Christmas. We've had a busy time preparing for Christmas and preparing Advent. So we're going to do it Friday the 27th at 6 p.m. And then I can add a description in there. I can send invitations to different people that I want to invite to the group. So when I click invitations, I can just hit all these different people, select all, select none. I can go through if there are people within my group that need to see different things. I can even add reminders. So a day before, I want to add a reminder to that. And I'm just going to hit create my event. It's going to take a minute here to recycle. And there it is right there on my group's calendar page. I love that. As I said, I even added an extra tab in here where I put some music videos. This is a great feature that you can go in, and I just copied some different YouTube links. Again, think how neat this would be, especially for a choir to hear some of this music, become familiar with it. I've added some of these links in here for just in general. I mentioned members earlier. This is a neat feature in the group section, especially during this time of Christmas and Advent when you're busy and you want to make sure everybody's on the same page with things. You can go through your website and do these type of things. So it shows all the different members of the choir here for me, and I can send emails to them. I can select people to send to. Let's just go in here and let's say I want to send, well, just for sake of this, I'm going to hit myself, email selected, and then it will come up with your email program of choice. In this regard, I'm just looking over to my other screen to pick up an email here, and I'm going to drag it over. Okay, just got to move a couple screens. There we go. So it comes up from me to the person that I'm emailing in this regard. And I'll show you if we do a group email, how that's even nicer too. It goes through a relay function. But how convenient that is, and I'm just gonna click off of there. How convenient it is to just in this one place be able to grab some of your members and send them information right away. So I love this group function. You can go in here and edit the group members, as I said. You can see pages. I can add up to 3 pages. I can see who has group visibility. Maybe it's just for my group members only, or only my Unite members who are on the website, or maybe it's public. It's something for everybody. I can invite people specifically to the group. And then again, as the administrator, I can get an email when somebody from my group posts a comment. I can send an email when the leader makes an announcement, or we cannot send any emails out here. So the group functionality of Unite lends itself to so many different things you can do. I kind of have a private page on here that I've just listed all the different groups. And again, as the administrator, I see all the different groups, but if I were a Unite member, so I'm somebody within my congregation, it would just show me the groups that I'm a part of. I love the idea of using this maybe for the pastor's confirmation class. So again, you open up the group page. It has different things in here, maybe the table of the contents. It has 9 different members, discussion board again, just a lot of functionality. Try it out. Do the free trial, see what you can do with it. If you have questions, by all means, give us a call on this. But there's something else that's really great in here too, and that's the directory of members. And I'm going to go back to About Us because I put it here in my link. So groups can be made up of the individuals of your church, different people that are shared in interest or something like this. But what's the most important group that we have in our church? Well, it's all of our members, really. if you think about it. And if you have a church management software in place like Church360 members, which would automatically integrate in here, or if you're using Shepherd staff, which we can help you integrate if you have questions. All of your members can be found here on your website in a private members only section of your website. So I'm clicking here, you see here directory, click here, and I've highlighted it so people know where to click. I click in it and it provides me all of my members here, and I love this feature. So you see this, you see it also is members only, so I can designate this so it's not public for anybody else. But if you have Church360 members, it automatically integrates. And this is where we really can make connections with our members as well. So we can go in, we can edit households. I don't have all the information here on here. A lot of these people don't have emails listed for, phones, things like this. But when I click on a member, I can just see some different things here. So let me just click into a member. So I'm going to go the Win family and go all the way down. Okay, I just start typing that in, Win family. And this is a family that has the parents and the kids are members of our congregation here. So you just see it pops everything up. If I go into Win, I see their address and their emails, the different members. Again, I could list different numbers and things like this, and I haven't done this. But it's just so nice to be able to do that and to be able to go in and send an email to somebody or click through and just get some background. I can see, okay, Mary is a member of our church choir. So I really want to make sure that I'm contacting Mary so that she knows when our practices are for Advent and Christmas. And I can do that straight through here. I can also look at different activity they have. I can go in and edit profiles and things of this nature. So I love that. Now, I talked about doing emails, and I want to just, we're coming up on some time here, so I'm going to kind of go through very quickly on some things. So again, I'm going to go into my settings. And I didn't really go too far into any of these other navigational points because I really wanted to show you some of the themes and the groups and things like that and how to bring pages in, etc. But the settings, you can go through here and do that. You've got different social links that we have in here and that we can add your social. You've got the calendars that can be in there. We can create calendars, we can add calendars in here. Etc. Integration is when we're bringing in our Church360 members or our Shepherd staff members. But really where I should have clicked is users. And I'm going to show you how to do a mailing list right now. So it's loading up all of my users that are on my Church360 Unite page. And I'm going to go into mailing list. And you see I've got a few different mailing lists right in here already. And one of the ones that I've got listed here is choir. And I can go in and create a mailing list by just coming up here and starting to segment these. But if you're an administrator, say, of the site, or you have administrative access to the site, and there are people that you need to contact frequently, it's so easy to develop a mailing list like this. So I click in here to choir, and I'm going to click down here and email. And it's opening up my email client again. And you see now I've got a different example here. This email is going through what we call Church360 or relay.360unite.com. And this is my mass email to everybody. So when you do this, it gives you an opportunity to do a multiple email list to everybody. I can type in what I need to type in, what I need to communicate to them. And if you were to receive this email, you'd see that there's also things like an unsubscribe button in there. Let's say somebody didn't want to get every single group email. But this is great because it does kind of adhere to some of the new legal requirements that are out there when you're doing mass emailing to people. But I'm not going to go through and show you that. I did want to just show you how easy that was to be able to do that. But let's say also I can do everyone women's Bible study. So I can create this mailing list and I can do it to, let's say I want to do it to my board of elders, just real quick to show you how to do that. Create a mailing list, it's there. And then I can go in and edit it. Also see, select the people that you want to have in it and things like that. So, all right. Whew. That was a lot to cover, and I just want to wrap up now on some things so we have some time for some questions, if there are any questions. If you've had questions throughout the webinar here, please, I hope you've been submitting those to Pete or to Stephen, and then he can kind of look through those and help address those. But we've only just begun to scratch the surface, and you see that there's just a lot that you can do, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty much click and play and drag and drop, and what you see is what you get. We can go in and change the colors. We can add some personality to our sites. We can add pictures. I've got a page in here where, again, for Christmas, join us for Advent services, and got a Christmas picture there and different things. So this is the type of website that you can build, and you can build it quickly. And it's going to grow with your needs. So you can add pages to it, you can add groups to it, you can add different functionality. And as we as a company add functionality and things like this, you'll have that added features as well in your subscription. So what's great about this is because it can grow and because you can actually do it in-house, you don't have to rely on maybe an out-of-town company to do it for you, where they don't know you, they don't have a vested interest in how your website looks, or maybe you've been working with a programmer that moves out of town and they can no longer do it. You can do this in-house without having to learn a lick of code. It's simple, it's quick, and as the new year comes up, and as we look into 2020 and all this, Steve and I are going to be offering more of these type of sessions. We might have a specific topic that we might dig deeper into. We might talk about just another general overview, et cetera. But if there are specific topics that you would like to learn more about and like to see a webinar, let us know. So send us an email or give us a call. But I really just want to take the time to thank you again for attending today. Whether you're watching me live or you're watching this as a tape, appreciate it, because this is a great first step into letting other people know about your website and letting other people know about your church. So I'm going to switch it back over to Stephen and see if he has any other questions or anything else that we need to address. Stephen, I'm going to make you the presenter again.
All right.
And see if there are any questions that you can address, or if I've covered anything that you feel should go into more depth.
Yeah, so we do have a question about live streaming, and that is allowed if you have a third-party service that you use to live stream your services. You can upload buttons that will take you there, and also with the WYSIWYG editor that you use to create your pages and upload your content, you're able to upload videos there as well. We also had another question asking, is Church360 Unite cloud-based? And absolutely. In fact, all three products in the Church360 suite are web-based. Okay.
You know what I love about that is you don't have to be locked to your desk to do this. Take your laptop, go to the coffee house, go to wherever, sit in your comfy chair at home and make these edits and make these pages and things like this. That's why it's so convenient.
Absolutely. That's a good point to make there, kid, and absolutely true. So with this, and you're seeing on your screen now, start your free 30-day trial at 360unite.com. These webinars, we enjoy doing them and sharing the information that we have and how all of our products are great, but just don't take our word for it. Go ahead and start a 30-day free trial at our websites here, and you can play with the software and upload and use it how you would like to. And the great thing about using the free trials is all the data that you enter into the trial remains should you choose to purchase the software. So you don't have to start over from scratch. And that's a really, really unique feature there. So I don't see any additional questions. However, I do want to put up our contact information again. My contact info is on the left side, stephen.jenkins@cph.org. You can send me an email there, or that's my direct phone number, 314-268-1421. But also you can reach our entire software consultant team here at software sales at cts.cph.org. And our toll-free number is 800-325-2399. So with that, please write down this contact information, give us a call, send us questions if you have any. I don't see any more now, so I want to respect the time here and go ahead and end a couple minutes shy, but we'll see you very soon for our upcoming webinars. Ken, you have something to add?
Well, Steve, I was just going to say one more thing. If you are starting to use the software, let us know. I'd love to check out your site, and we'd love to see what you're doing with our Church360 Unite and how you're using it to really connect with your members.
Absolutely. And keep in mind as well, as you're working with those free trials, if you have any questions or any feedback that you want to provide, and we love feedback, okay? Please hit that circle with the I in it, the bottom right side of your screen, and you'll be able to send us questions or provide feedback, and we'll definitely get in contact with you and address both of those sides, okay? All right, so I am Stephen Jenkins. That's Ken Olemeyer. We both want to thank you so much for spending time with us today, and we look to contact or speak with you again in the near future. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Bye-bye.